First up for the M's, we have a double page spread on mages, and a very intricate and detailed piece of art here. I believe in the front here we have our archmage. Very intimidating. With this spell book here, with all of these golden accents, these flowing, intricate robes with all of this detailing, along with this golden staff. Then I believe we have mages either side here, again with these intricate robes with slightly different designs, which I really like. Still continuing with these tattoos on their heads and no hair. And then I would imagine in the background we have the mage apprentices watching along. All of this power being added to what must be a very large spell. Mages, magical scholars and spellcasters. Habitat any. Mages are magical wonder workers, ranging from spellcasting overlords to reclusive witches. They study mystical secrets and possess insight into monsters, legends, omens, and other lore. Mages often gather allies or hire assistants to aid them in their research or to attain magical might. Roll on or choose a result from the Mage Rolls table to inspire different sorts of mages. Mage Rolls. The mage is one, an astronomer who draws magic from stars. 2. An author who writes about the occult. 3. A magical engineer who creates wonders. 4. An oracle who interprets omens. 5. A prodigy with a remarkable magical heritage. 6. A scion whose powers manifest as spells. 7. A scholar investigating ancient lore. 8. A soothsayer who advises rulers. 9. A war mage who aids soldiers in battle. And 10. A witch who shares secret wisdom. Speed 30 feet. Initiative +2. Its scores here. Skills, gear, senses, languages, challenge rating, actions, arcane burst, melee or ranged attack +5, reach 5 feet or range 120 feet, hit 14 force damage. Spellcasting. The mage casts one of the following spells using intelligence as a spellcasting ability. Spell save DC 13. +5 to hit with spell attacks. At will. Mage hand. Prestidigitation. Once per day each. Disguise self. Ice knife. Mage armor. And thunder wave. Mage. Mages are accomplished spellcasters whose lives have been shaped by magic. They can use their powers to defend or dominate other creatures, or they could focus on magical research and unlocking mystical secrets. Mage. Medium or small humanoid, wizard, neutral. AC 15, HP 81, speed 30 feet, initiative +2. Its scores here. Skills, gear, senses, languages, challenge rating. Quite a jump from our apprentice here. Actions, multi-attack. The mage makes 3 arcane burst attacks. Arcane burst, same as before but just slightly stronger. And spellcasting, at will, detect magic, light, mage armor, mage hand, prestidigitation, twice per day each, fireball, level 4 version, and invisibility, and once per day each, cone of cold and fly. Bonus action, misty step, 3 per day, and reaction, protective magic, 3 per day. The mage casts counterspell or shield in response to the spell's trigger, using the same spellcasting ability as spellcasting. And then we have our archmage here. Archmages have mastered incredible magical power. While some use their magic to protect the world, others become tyrants or pursue forbidden secrets. Many archmages retain magical servants and collect magic items and occult lore. Have you gazed on the runes of chaos? Held the death moon orb in your trembling hands? Entered the devouring portal and walked the paths of the doomed? Or sat at the left hand of Sarstam during the ritual of twin burnings? No. Then speak not to me of wizards. Speak not to me of Thay. Nathor, Thayan refugee. Archmage, medium or small humanoid, wizard, neutral. AC 17, apprentices. Challenge rating. Traits: magic resistance. The Archmage has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. Actions: multi-attack. The Archmage makes 4 arcane burst attacks. Arcane burst, melee or ranged attack roll +9, reach 5 feet or range 150 feet, hit 27 force damage. Spellcasting, spell save DC 17. At will, detect magic, detect thoughts, disguise self, invisibility, light, mage armor, mage hand, prestidigitation. Twice per day each, fly, lightning bolt level 7 version, and once per day each, cone of cold level 9 version, mind blank, cast before combat, scrying and teleport. Bonus actions: Misty Step 3 per day, and reactions: Protective Magic 3 per day. Over here we have the Magmin, and I know that this is quite frankly one of my worst nightmares. Any form of disaster befalling books is is awful to me. Fire certainly being one of those disasters. Oh my gosh, particularly a huge collection like this, it absolutely breaks my heart. However, simultaneously, I find Magmins so adorable. I really do. It's not like there's any malice, it's just who they are, unfortunately. I like that they've sort of quite clearly brought across the glee in their faces, just having chaotic fun. We have this one, unfortunately, exploding in death, and the worry on these two's faces. I'm right there with you, I promise. Magmin, reckless elemental arsonist. Habitat, planar, elemental plane of fire. Magmins divide all things into 2 categories: things that are on fire and things that should be on fire. With bodies of flame and magmatic rock, these halfling-sized creatures delight in setting fires. They do so not out of malice, but out of enthusiasm for primal fire. They don't consider that objects have value beyond kindling, or that creatures can be harmed by flames. If such concepts are explained to them, they find the ideas difficult to grasp and don't remember them for long. Rather, they relish every opportunity to set flammable things alight, delighting in igniting paper, wooden structures, and explosives. Magmins are dangerous even in death, since they explode when they're destroyed, their flames igniting combustible materials nearby. Magmins might be conjured by magic uses to harry foes, or might escape the elemental plane of fire through portals or rifts that lead to other realms. They're attracted to places of intense heat, such as volcanoes and rivers of magma. If they can't find such favoured renowned for stealing things, for pickpocketing, taking things from people's houses, quite blatantly just putting them in their pockets and pouches. And it's not done with malicious intent. They just don't understand the concept that those belongings aren't theirs and that they do in fact belong to someone else. They show no remorse or embarrassment when they're caught or when they have to give something back. It's just in their nature, and it sort of very much comes across here. Magmin, small elemental, chaotic neutral, AC 14, HP 13, speed 30 feet, initiative +2. It scores here. Immunities, senses, languages, challenge rating, traits, death burst, the Magmin explodes when it dies, dexterity saving throw DC 11, each creature in a 10-foot emanation originating from the Magmin, failure, 7 fire damage, success, half damage, actions, touch, melee attack roll, +4, reach 5 feet, hit, 7 fire damage. If the target is a creature or a flammable object that isn't being worn or carried, it starts burning. And bonus actions, ignited illumination. The Magmin sets itself ablaze or extinguishes its flames. While ablaze, the Magmin sheds bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for an additional 10 feet. And next up, vastly different in their intentional chaos, we have mains. Very gruesome, this one down here, with all of these wounds, somewhat humanoid, so a little uncanny valley. And then in the background, a slightly differently designed one. This would be a mains vapor spawn. There is something always so off-putting about elongated jaws, particularly when it comes to something humanoid. It genuinely really unnerves me. But like how they've made it quite clear that it's a vapor spawn, you can see this blurring here of the vapor coming off it. A very desolate background as well, with this large skull here. Mains, demons of panic and frenzy. Habitat, planar abyss. The lowest form of demons, mains appear when truly loathsome souls are condemned to the abyss. These misshapen demons have distorted features and bodies that crawl with abyssal parasites. Overwhelmed by demonic urges and constant terror, mains know only shock and frenzied outbursts. Mains lash out at creatures that appear weaker than themselves, or that react to them with fear, and strive to avoid more powerful demons. When mains escape from the abyss, they go on reckless rampages and inflict as much harm as possible. I'm so sorry, I've got a hair tickling my face and I need to get it out. its scores here. Resistances, immunities, senses, languages, challenge rating, and an action claw melee attack roll +2, reach 5 feet, hit 5 slashing damage. Main's Vapor Spawn, Medium Fiend, Demon, Chaotic Evil, AC 13, HP 19, Speed 30 feet, Initiative +1. Its scores here: resistances, immunities, senses, languages, challenge rating, traits, contortionist. The mains can move through a space as narrow as 1 inch without expending extra movement to do so. Sickening vapors, Constitution saving throw DC 12. Each creature in a 5-foot emanation originating from the mains at the end of the main's turn. Failure. The target has the incapacitated condition until the end of its next turn. Success. The target is immune to this main's sickening vapors for 24 hours. Actions. Claw. Melee attack roll +4. Reach 5 feet. Hit 5 slashing damage +5 necrotic damage. And a bonus action, Shadow Stealth. While in dim light or darkness, the mains takes the hide action. Next up, a very, very recognizable monster here. The Manticore, present in quite a lot of mythologies. We have its lion-like head and tail. We have its big, big wings. It must be huge to be able to lift this body. This one has spines throughout its mane, used quite clearly as a weapon. Manticore, winged leonine people eater. Habitat: Arctic, coastal, grassland, hill, mountain. With lion-like claws, leathery wings, and broad jaws filled with rows of sharp teeth, manticores ambush travellers from above and devour them. Manticores crave the taste of humans, but lacking their favoured prey, they eagerly consume other people's and livestock. Manticores have tails bristling with detachable spikes. These monsters launch their tail spikes at their prey, skewering those on the ground or knocking flying creatures from the air. Despite their ravenous tendencies, manticores enjoy speaking with those they're about to devour. Sometimes they make agreements with their prey. Roll on or choose a result from the manticore's negotiations table to inspire what a manticore might offer in exchange for a more tempting meal. Manticore negotiations. The manticore group navigate its territory unharmed. 5. Let someone pretend to slay it in battle. 6. Scare or threaten someone. 7. Serve a creature as a steed until the sun sets. 8. Try to locate something from its vantage point in the sky. So a D8 for this one. My D8. 1. Attack a particular foe. Also apologies, I believe these were what it used as projectiles, but they come from its tail. I stand corrected. Manticore. Large monstrosity. Lawful evil. AC 14. HP 68. Speed 30 feet. Fly 50 feet. Initiative +3. Its scores here. Senses. Languages. Challenge rating. Actions. Multi-attack. The Manticore makes 3 attacks using Rend or Tailspike in any combination. Rend, melee attack roll, +5, reach 5 feet, hit 7 slashing damage. And Tailspike, ranged attack roll, +5, range 100 to 200 feet, hit 7 piercing damage. Next up, the Merid. And what an absolutely stunning image here with so many elements. Firstly, we have this gorgeous undersea background. We have this school of fish swimming around the Merid, and this expression of its water magic. And then we have the colours. We have the purple of its skin, its scales, in contrast with all of the green and teals of its outfit, this robe style. These gorgeous shoes here. I love that this robe is made of elements from the sea. Kelp or some form of seaweed. Very pretty. Merid, genie of the water. Habitat, coastal, planar, elemental plane of water, and underwater. Merid surge with the power of the seas, using it to manipulate the waves or create water. These genies typically dwell in or near bodies of water, while gentle Merids make homes amid springs, oases, and serene pools. Tempestuous Merids inhabit sea stacks, whirlpools, and treacherous coasts. Merids vary in appearance, their bodies reflecting the colours of the waves, while distinctive fins and scales accent their features. Merids lend their powers and knowledge of the seas to those who defend the Merid's watery realms, or who offer them pleasing gifts. Merids appreciate rare aquatic treasures, such as colourful pearls, shell instruments, or delicacies from distant seas. from the elemental plane of water, where they live in wondrous homes drifting amid the endless ocean. Among these is the citadel of 10,000 pearls, a coral sphere studded with dozens of domed theatres and libraries, and the air-filled cosmopolitan city of glass. Sounds truly wondrous. Merid, large elemental, genie, chaotic neutral. AC 17, HP 229, speed 30 feet, fly 60 feet, and swim 90 feet. Initiative +5. Its scores here: resistances, senses, languages, challenge rating, traits, amphibious, the Merid can breathe air and water, elemental restoration, if the Merid dies outside the elemental plane of water, its body dissolves into brine, and it gains a new body in 1d4 days, reviving with all its hit points somewhere on the plane of water. Wishes. The Merid has a 30% chance of knowing the wish spell. If the Merid knows it, the Merid can cast it only on behalf of a non-genie creature who communicates a wish in a way the Merid can understand. If the Merid casts the spell for the creature, the Merid suffers none of the spell's stress. Once the Merid has cast it 3 times, the Merid can't do so again for 365 days. Actions: multi-attack, aquatic lash, melee attack roll +10, reach 15 feet, hit 15 slashing damage +9 cold damage. Water jet, dexterity saving throw DC 18. Each creature in a 60-foot long, 10-foot wide line. Failure, 31 cold damage. If the target is a huge or smaller creature, it is pushed up to 20 feet straight away from the Merid and has the prone condition. Success, half damage only. Spellcasting. At will, create or destroy water. Detect evil and good. Detect magic. Purify food and drink. And once per day each. Control water. Gaseous form. Invisibility. Plane shift. Tongues. And a bonus action, Misty Veil, recharge 5 to 6. The Merid casts Fog Cloud using the same spellcasting ability as spellcasting. Next up, and another really interesting piece of art here, the Marilith. You can see how its body just goes on and on and on, twisting and turning. It's actually a rather beautiful colouring. All of these purples and blues. And then in contrast, all of these green blades glowing with some ethereal magic. And so many enemies being defeated. This one just beheaded. This one flung away. This one being constricted. Lots of chaos happening. Marilith, demon of cruelty and viciousness. Mariliths are six-armed, serpent-like demons that wield lethal, abyss-forged blades. With these cursed weapons and experience from countless battles, they lead other demons to slaughter virtuous souls. They often command droves of weaker demons. I could fair believe it. Marilith, large fiend, demon, chaotic evil. AC 16, HP 222, speed 40 feet, climb 40 feet, initiative plus 10. It scores here. Skills, resistances, immunities, senses, languages, challenge rating, traits, demonic restoration. If the Marilith dies outside the abyss, its body dissolves into ichor and it gains a new body instantly, reviving with all its hit points somewhere in the abyss. Magic resistance and reactive. The Marilith can take one reaction on every turn of combat. Actions: multi-attack, packed blade, melee attack roll plus 10, reach 5 feet, hit 10 slashing damage plus 7 necrotic damage. Constrict, saving throw. Constrict, strength saving throw DC 17. One medium or smaller creature the Marilith can see within 5 feet. Failure, 15 bludgeoning damage. The target has the grappled condition, escape DC 14, and it has the restrained condition until the grapple ends. Bonus actions: teleport, recharge 5 to 6. The Marilith teleports up to 120 feet to an unoccupied space it can see. And a reaction: parry, trigger. The Marilith is hit by a melee attack roll while holding a weapon. Response: the Marilith adds 5 to its AC against that attack, possibly causing it to miss. I like how the picture is almost very much a spot the arm and blade. I can't seem to find the 5th, I think it's behind, 6th, I think it's behind here somewhere. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I can see the 6th blade here, but I think it must be, maybe it's shoving this guy away or holding him. I'm not too sure. Our last monster for today, because as I mentioned, there are a lot of M's. We have Medusas. Again, another very recognisable creature here, though quite different to the original mythology. Medusa, as we know, was a gorgon and a person, not a creature, with a possibly very tragic backstory. These are the creature Medusa, so slightly changed. We have a male Medusa here in the background with golden, copper orange almost very representative of tight curls, which I really like. This dark skin reminiscent of stone. And then over here, this stunning woman or female Medusa with long golden snakes, matching all of these golden accents. I love all the snake motifs on her sandals, on this design part of her dress, in this bangle band on his arm. Very beautiful. Medusa, snake-haired recluse with a petrifying gaze. Habitat, desert. With the hair of living snakes and their infamous petrifying gazes, Medusas are hubristic creatures that inhabit sites of fallen glory. They often dwell beyond the fringes of civilization or travel in disguise, leaving trails of petrified victims. Some Medusas dominate groups of monsters or criminals, controlling them with threats of petrified doom, while others recruit servants that are immune to being petrified, such as gargoyles or gorgons. Medusas are born or created through preternatural circumstances. Roll on or choose a result from the Medusa's fates table to inspire what led to a Medusa's creation. Medusa's fates. The Medusa was 1. Born a Medusa and lives unaware of whatever curse or circumstances afflicted its ancestor. 2. Created by a god and tasked with guarding a treasure or secret. 3. A cultist who made a fiendish bargain and enjoyed rewards that have since faded. 4. An explorer transformed and compelled to defend a cursed ruin. 5. A vain noble whose magical attempt to gain eternal beauty backfired. 6. The victim of a bite from a magical serpent or reptilian god in disguise. I do like some of the nods to the original Greek mythology of Medusa, created by a god here. Eternal beauty here. I really like that. Put a D6 for this one. D6 for this one. 1. The Medusa was born a Medusa and lives unaware of whatever curse or circumstances afflicted its ancestor. Medusa, medium monstrosity, lawful evil, AC 15, HP 127, speed 30 feet, initiative +6. Its scores here. Skills, senses, languages, challenge rating, actions, multi-attack. The Medusa makes 2 claw attacks and 1 snake hair attack, or it makes 3 poison ray attacks. Claw, melee attack roll +6, reach 5 feet, hit 10 slashing damage. Snake hair, melee attack roll +6, reach 5 feet, hit 5 piercing damage +14 poison damage, and poison ray, ranged attack roll +5, range 150 feet, hit 11 poison damage, and its bonus action, petrifying gaze, recharge 5 to 6. Constitution saving throw, DC 13, each creature in a 30-foot cone. If the Medusa sees its reflection in the cone, the Medusa must make this save. First failure, the target has the restrained condition and repeats the save at the end of its next turn if it is still restrained, ending the effect on itself on a success. Second failure, the target has the petrified condition instead of the restrained condition.